I'm sure you've heard that PLAB is going to be replaced, and it's probably the biggest concern on your plate right now. Why would they replace PLAB? What are they replacing it with? And when is this all going to even happen? That's what we're going to talk about, guys. We're going to talk about how PLAB is going to be replaced by something known as the UKMLA. So let's get into it. If this is the first time you're checking out our channel, welcome. Basically what we do is we run a website that's totally free known as roadtok.com, and it will explain the ins and outs about everything related to the United Kingdom and what it takes for you to work as a doctor in the NHS. So if you've not already, please stalk us on all of our social media. Find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Hey guys, my name's Breeze and I currently work as a doctor in the NHS, and let's break it down. So the UKMLA, not the UKMLE, no. It is the United Kingdom Medical Licensing Assessment. They want to assess you. It's not an exam in their minds. I don't actually know why they've done that. Maybe they really want to set themselves apart from the USMLE. But with that fear, people wondering, is it going to be like USMLE? Is it something that's going to be very difficult and unattainable for international graduates? Or is it something that's actually going to make things a little bit better and a little bit easier? The UKMLA is something that the GMC, or the General Medical Council, who are the guys that regulate your licensing and registration as a doctor in the UK, they've said they're going to roll it out for international medical graduates in early 2024. So we've got a little bit of time, but I know there are a lot of you who are just starting out in medical college, and that's probably what you're going to end up facing in the next couple of years when you decide to come and make your road to the UK. Now the thing is, this exam is not just for international medical graduates like PLAB is. It's also for the UK graduates, and GMC has said that the first batch of graduates from 2025 will be expected to take this new exam. That's really good, guys. You know why that's good? Because it's a standardization of an exam on a national level. See, now no one can say that international medical graduates are just coming in and taking a really simple exam. No, because everyone's taking the same exam. I know you guys are really stressed out because you're like, oh, well, these guys in the UK, they're going to be studying all this stuff all through medical school, and it's going to be really difficult for us to know what to do. But let's first understand the exam structure. Right now, what we have for PLAB, we've got PLAB 1 and we've got PLAB 2. PLAB 1's a written exam, multiple choice questions. They're assessing you on some pretty basic general medical knowledge. PLAB 2 is an OSCE type thing. You see some patients, you do some examinations. That's pretty much the exam. With UKMLA, guess what, guys? It's also two parts. The first part is an applied knowledge test. They're gonna make it computerized, which is really great because, think about it, easier availability. And it's still going to be a multiple choice exam, stuff about, your general medical knowledge. And then the second part is your clinical professional skills assessment. It's still pretty much the same thing. You're looking at patients. You're going to see what's wrong with them. You're going to assess them. You're going to talk to them. Really not that much different. And for those of you who already have a general idea how PLAB works, it shouldn't be anything that is any more difficult or different, especially if you are graduating from a medical college that already has these types of exams. I don't think most of us really stress out too much about the multiple choice question portion of these exams. Rather, most of us stress out about actually seeing a patient. But if your medical college already has that type of a setup where you are clinically assessing patients and you're knowing how to approach them and take a history, it's really not anything that would be new or foreign to you. Now, let's talk about how the UKMLA actually could be considered beneficial to international medical graduates. As I already mentioned, there's going to be a standardization. If you're from a country that has a professional exam or some sort of a licensing exam that must be taken before you can get your registration, your license in your country, you can understand how important these types of exams are because everyone is held to the same standard. Everyone can say, yes, we all took this exam, we all passed this exam, so we're all on the same footing, all right? Versus how it had been here really in the UK where they didn't have this type of a standardization. It was just kind of more what the colleges had for their exams. So this is something that will bring everyone on the same level. You are getting the recognition for your work, and of course it's not anything that you haven't already expected or intended to do when you were thinking about PLAB. So international medical graduates have been taking PLAB for years. passing it and coming to work in the UK, UKMLA shouldn't be any different for those of you who are intending to take this role. Another really good thing is, like I said, the first part, the AKT portion of it, if they're saying they're making it computerized, I would hope, fingers crossed, then just like with the USMLE, how they have managed to make it pretty readily accessible throughout the world through different examination centers that are computerized exam centers, I would expect they would do the same thing for the first part of the UKMLA to allow easier accessibility and availability of these exams. Another thing is, since they're going to be having UK graduates take this second part, or really the entire UKMLA as well, but really, since they have to take this exam, you can pretty much bet they're going to make more exam centers for the second part of the exam, where they're actually going to be assessing how well you're approaching patients and seeing patients. Right now, there's only one center for taking PLAB 2. They've been talking about some time maybe opening up more centers, and there's a backlog of PLAB 2 dates because of, well, restricted availability. But if more people have to take an exam, they're going to have to make more centers, which will thereby increase the chances of you finding a seat and then progressing. Now, the downside to all of this is you will still have to finish medical school before you can take the UKMLA, unlike the USMLE, which you can take during your medical school. The UK graduates will be taking it in their final year or so of medical school, but for the rest of us, we will still need to finish medical school. As far as GMC has currently said, you will still need to prove your English proficiency. They have not said if they would change the, required marks or anything like that, but you will still require some form of English proficiency to prove that, yes, you are able to speak English in the type of manner that they are looking for doctors who are coming to work in the UK. Now, of course, you guys are going to be asking, well, is it going to be more expensive? It's really difficult to say. They have not come out with a type of, oh, well, this exam will cost this much and this exam will cost that much. I can't imagine it being any much more than what PLAB is currently, the expenses for PLAB currently are. But again, it's speculation. You can't really know until they actually officially roll it out. Now, for those of you who are going to be at the cusp, who perhaps will be able to take PLAB 1, and then UKMLA will come into effect. GMC has currently said they will ensure all the individuals who are still eligible for PLAB and took at least, PLAB 1, to complete their PLAB pathway. They will not make them switch over and then do, UKMLA. They'll take that into consideration, and y'all should be fine. For those of you who are like, oh, I'm still in medical school, how can I prepare for this? This is a really big stress in my life if I don't know what to expect. First of all, the biggest thing that you should be worried about is passing medical school, because until you actually pass your final medical exam and you're done with med school, you can't even think about registering. I would recommend at some point, perhaps halfway through medical school, start thinking about your English proficiency exams, because that's usually where most IMGs get caught. And then after that, see what's available. It might already be by that point that, certain number of exams have already gone by. GMC's kind of given a generalized blueprint of what they're looking for in the MLA, and you can at least know what to expect by going through the types of textbooks and medical books that cover those topics. But really, do not stress about that. That is really not something that you should be wasting your time and effort on. What you should be concentrating on right now, of course, is your medical degree. At the end of the day, would UKMLA be a detriment for IMGs? Like I said, I don't believe so. I think it's going to be really great, because with a standardized process in place, we can show that we are just as good as the local graduates and that there's nothing actually holding us back. Does that mean that there may be some local graduates that may fail the exam? Of course. Does that mean there may be some international graduates that fail the exam? Yes, all right. Yeah, that might happen. But the process that's being put into place, guys, overall, I cannot really find any fault in it. I think it's a really great opportunity for international medical graduates to show how they can shine, and I'm sure all of you will do just fine in the exam. Now, another big concern that many of you have is in relation to the postgraduate qualifications like MRCS, MRCP, MRCPCH. Will you also be required to take UKMLA if you're doing a postgraduate qualification? Or will your postgraduate qualifications just be replaced by UKMLA? Guys, no. UKMLA has no bearing on any of the postgraduate qualifications. It's just replacing PLAB. PLAB will no longer exist after 2024, and UKMLA will come into effect. So if you're an individual who is taking a postgraduate route, you do not have to worry about UKMLA. Your pathway, as far as GMC has said, will remain exactly the same. So you do not have to stress about UKMLA at all. Those of you who are thinking, fine, I won't even take UKMLA, I'll think about a postgraduate pathway because I don't want to deal with this new foreign exam. And that's fine. You know, if you feel that you still want to take a postgraduate route or you want to take that way of getting your GMC registration, it's all up to you. Find what's best for you, but do not think for a second that UKMLA will stop you from progressing and, achieving your dream of being a doctor in the UK. So, what are the takeaways from this video? 1. UKMLA will come into place for international medical graduates by 2024. UKMLA will have to be taken by British graduates who are graduating from, the UK, as well as international medical graduates, regardless of where you are graduating from. If you want to work in the United Kingdom as a doctor, you will need UKMLA unless you are taking a postgraduate route qualification, in which case you do not need to worry about UKMLA. There will still be an English language proficiency exam that you must pass for UKMLA. That is not being taken away. The UKMLA consists of 2 exams. The first one is a computerized multiple choice, and the second one is where you go and see some patients and do some examinations. And that's it. That's all you have to worry about. Don't worry about the fees right now. Don't worry about, is it going to be difficult? Is it going to be easy? Concentrate on your path. There are always going to be hurdles on the road, guys, but if you start fixating on those hurdles, you will never be able to clear it. Always remember, if there's actually a hurdle, when you have to go and jump across, you should be looking to where you're going, not what's right in front of you. All right? So until next time, please, always subscribe to our awesome YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Sign up to receive our weekly newsletter, and we will see y'all next time. Bye.